2018. How are you? All right, please. You know this lovely guest, you know, you have heard her many, many times, and now you see her in person. Please give it up for my Flannigan!
We're on.
It's early.
Yes, it is early.
Especially for me, because I'm on LA time, so this is like 7:45 in the morning. So no promises on this one.
I just left Catherine Tate. She's on UK time, so I think it's like 2 in the morning.
Wow.
Oh yeah?
Godly like that.
I'm good at 2 in the morning. 2, I'm on fire. 7:30 in the morning, forget about it.
So, how you been? Haven't seen you in about a year.
That's right. Where did I see you?
County. Well, our other show.
Oh,
Supercon. Yeah.
which is where?
We had it in Florida.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Orlando or Tampa or where was it?
That was somewhere.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. She don't remember.
I was at Shreveport last weekend.
Oh, wow.
And then I was in Jackson, Mississippi before that. And then I was in Ohio shooting a movie in the woods. Not recommended in the summer when you're in full body makeup. Playing a beaver. I don't know if you want to imagine that. Just close your eyes. Think of the hottest costume on the face of the sun and prosthetics. And that's pretty much what I did in the woods of Ohio.
Oh my, I can't wait to see when this drops.
It drops at Christmas. It's a kid's Christmas movie called The 3 Bears and the Perfect Gift. I don't know. The title keeps changing. I think that's what it's called. They already want a sequel, and I'm like, I'm out.
That sounds like a generic holiday title, you know.
It's like a G-rated movie, which they don't make a lot of G-rated movies anymore, so it's cute. It's for the kids. It's sort of a throwback to an old style of film. There's a YouTube video of a Russian ballet where everyone's wearing this old fashion stuff, so it's not a lot of. There's special effects. There are a bunch of special effects, but they build up our faces in prosthetics, so I would have 2 hours of makeup every day where they glued crap on my face. Yeah, and then they'd seal you in, and that was the worst part. It's like being in a human coffin. So I'm not excited about the sequel.
Hey, a gig's a gig.
Yeah. And then I have a superhero movie coming out called My Babysitter the Superhero, where I play the babysitter and the superhero.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And by play, I mean I have a 16-year-old stunt double who did all the flips and stuff. Great guy. He's like a martial artist guy. Kid.
Nice. Let's go back to the beginning. Just real quick, for those who don't know, how'd you get involved in just performing in general? Where'd that begin?
Well, I sure didn't study acting. Clearly. I did improv in college, and I was a poli-sci major and math major, which, you know, of course, you want to throw away a $40,000 education and become an actor, and be top Brahmin for many, many years before you actually start making some money, which is what I did. So I did improv, and then I did a comedy group, and in our comedy group we had a lot of successful people. My buddy Tom McCarthy won the Oscar for Spotlight last year, or the year before. Last year, yeah. Nancy Carell, married to a little guy named Steve Carell, may have heard of him. And my buddy Wayne Wilderson, we were all comedy people, we all stuck together. We lived together, so we all hated each other.
Oh yeah, he made the 40-year-old version.
That's right.
Which some people at the Comic-Con live.
Yeah, that's right. Don't go into it.
Here, kids, have some candy. Just chew on that.
And loudly. And and then I started doing comedy. I moved to Minneapolis. I did stand-up, theater, played Bilbo Baggins in The Hobbit. That was a trip. I was in much better shape. I had to fight, fall backwards down an orchestra pit, wear 2 pairs of shoes and hairy feet.
Yeah, I'm about to say, yeah, you better wear the big prosthetic feet. Yeah.
Yep. I lost 20 pounds, like at least, maybe 30, when I was doing it. I would just sweat through. I had undergarments, and then a fat pad, and then a shirt, and like pants. Then I had suspenders, then I had a vest, then I had a jacket, then I had facial hair, then I had a wig, and fake eyebrows. So by the end of the show, which was 2 hours and 40 minutes long, I would just be like sopping wet. You could wring out my whole body. It was fun, but I was young, so I didn't care.
Gig's gig?
Yeah. Now I would do it, and I'd be like, oh my God, this is hard. But then it was really, I loved it. It was really fun.
So when did you get the knock on the door or the call from, hey, you want to do a voice for a Japanese cartoon?
Well, I had done other cartoons first. I started my, really the first big gig I got was Jaker's The Adventures of Piggly Winks, which was on PBS, still on Sprout, I think, or one of the little kid shows. I don't know what network it's called. Not Chiba. I don't know, something. Anyway, it's still on the air, I guess. People tell me. And I played that for 5 years. And did other stuff, other movies and animated features. And then I auditioned for Naruto, and then I got it. And that was 14 years ago.
Yep.
And I've been doing it ever since.
Mm-hmm.
It's bananas.
It ain't stopping, is it?
It is stopping.
Well, it ain't stopped, but the ongoing fandom and everything else.
Oh, that? No,
Yeah,
it gets
this
bigger and bigger.
ride, yeah.
For you guys to show up at 10:45 in the morning on a Sunday. God bless you. This is your church.
Yes, this is my church.
Anyway, yeah, and I've done 42 video games for Naruto.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Kill me now.
And that is the number one thing about doing voicing for the video games. Yeah, you've
It's
got
just screaming.
screaming and yelling,
Yeah.
and you have 27 ways you're going to get killed.
Yeah, the last big video game I did, big one, I did a small one, I don't know when, 6 months ago, I don't know, a year ago. But a couple years ago, it hasn't even come out yet. I did 12,000 lines.
Dang.
So that's a lot of time in the booth, like just screaming shadow clone jutsu. Which, you know, if I had $1 for every time I said it, I'd fly here in a helicopter. But it's anime, so I'm not up here. I'm here with you people.
Oh, we're so glad.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. It's great. My heart's gonna burst after eating all the food here, but whatever. I have health insurance, so go get a quick tune-up, scrape out my arteries, and get back on the road.
More of that Raleigh barbecue.
Yeah,
I keep hearing
fried
about it.
chicken,
I'm not done with
mashed
any of it.
potatoes.
I haven't had any of it. I had some of it last. I haven't had any of it because by the time I'm done, it's like midnight. All it's open is the Subway. And
Yeah.
Domino's.
Well, I'm gonna have to get a bigger flight on the plane, a bigger seat on the plane.
We did do that. We did.
Pop open.
What? Before I open up,
Banana
like,
pudding. You want to hear everything I've eaten?
Yeah.
Hush puppy, biscuits, pulled pork,
Oh yeah.
25 vodka tonics. None this morning. Not yet.
They might have one of those until noon rules here. I'm
Yeah,
not sure. Is it-
I don't think they have Bloody Mary at the convention center park. I'll find out.
Here, kids, candy. You know when you get older. So,
Yeah.
what? When all this crazy ride you're on with Naruto, what's the one moment you look back on that still stays with you? You know, whether it's just interaction with a fan or.
Oh, wow. Man, there's so many. I mean, it's been a long time. 700 episodes. More than
Yeah.
700. So I've had that's a lot of time. It's just grown and grown and grown and grown. I mean, the best part is traveling and seeing people and making my heart explode from eating poorly. And but I've been to Sydney, I've been to New Zealand, I've been to Toronto, I've been to Vancouver, I've been to Scotland, I've been to England several times. Like, it's just crazy. And then these guys came up to me 3 weekends ago, I guess, the 4th of July weekend. I was at Anime LA for just 3 hours, and I think I signed like 2,500 autographs. It was just crazy. But these guys came to me, and they were Pakistani, and they were like, "You're huge in Pakistan." I was like, "Really? That's crazy." And India, I guess. And they watch it in English, of course. And so I think it's just kind of traveling around and meeting all these people, and just kind of wandering around and seeing all these people with headbands on. It's kind of freaky.
I know there are.
Oh, wait, I got one for you. So on Twitter, someone reached out to me and they said, "Have you seen Mamma Mia 2?" And I'm like, "No. Has anyone seen it?"
No.
You have?
One thing.
Okay, so they told me there's a scene. They're like, you have to see it, but I'm not going to tell you why. I'm like, dude, tell me why. Yeah. There's a giant Naruto
Oh,
in the scene. Like, in Mamma Mia, like they're on them, but there's a huge Naruto billboard, right? Or
oh my God.
yeah, like a big screen in Times Square. Yeah. That is awesome. Go to Meryl Streep. I'm like, that's who I am, Meryl.
I am so using that next time I play 7 Degrees of Kevin Bacon because I'll be able to.
You can connect me to who? Meryl?
Yeah.
All right. I have other connections with Meryl, dude. Had drinks with her daughter and shit. Anyway.
No, that works.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what then. Who's got some questions? We got a microphone up there, so go ahead and just line it up, and I will ask you just one question. If you have another one, go back to the end of the line and we'll do it.
So, I just want to reiterate, I want to thank you so much for playing Naruto, such an iconic character. I'm sure for many people, they found some way they can relate to Naruto. Me personally, I was adopted from China. I was watching it. There was a period where I felt really out of place, and I really identify with Naruto as an orphan who was just ostracized all his life and put down, and that made me really root for the underdog, and I loved his character development throughout the series and how he was just all bark and no bite at the beginning, and then he learned so much and grew so much and met his parents, and that really inspired me to think about that, and think about I recently come across an opportunity where you could take a DNA test and potentially match with your parents, and I was thinking what an amazing opportunity that might be.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's just kind of going off on a tangent there, but my question is, I know you have met a number of the Japanese voice actors. You've met Japanese.
No, I haven't.
I saw a con where you met Junko Takuchi.
No, we
When
just
you're
said
talking
hi to
about-
each other like on
Oh,
video.
really?
It wasn't live though.
It was okay.
I mean, she was live watching me say hi to her.
Yeah, oh, okay.
But I was supposed to go to New York for Comic-Con, but that fell through for some reason, and so I never have met them ever.
Really?
No,
Okay.
but Japanese television came over when the series first started. The first year, it wasn't nearly as popular as it is now, and in English. And we kind of said they taped us saying hello to each other.
Okay. Well, my question was going to be, what was your impression of them and what was that like? But
They're awful people, and I hate them.
I guess I will change that a little to who would you like to meet if you could? And
Well, I'd like to meet her and the creator.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think the
Masashi
creator is some
Kishimoto.
sort of crazy genius.
Yes.
And just the whole arc of the storyline is crazy. I mean, people talk about Game of Thrones, right? Which is nuts and bananas, and I don't watch it. But anyway, I did listen to the book on tape when I was driving through somewhere, and I was like, oh my God, what a world. And then I thought, but what about Naruto's world? Like, there's a million characters and like 1,000 things that happen. And to carry that arc through and to maintain that, I think is amazing. So I would like to meet him, and I would love to meet her because I hear her voice all the time in my headphones. I don't care about the other ones. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you for talking to me.
Thank you so much.
And a lot of people tell me what you said in the very beginning, that they identify with the character. I get letters from people, they'll slip me letters, and write me letters, write me notes and stuff like that. Don't write me on Facebook, I won't respond. Twitter's good.
I've been trying for years.
Unfriend.
Wait, we were friends?
No.
Hello.
Hey.
So I actually didn't get into Naruto until later in the season, but I went back and watched the earlier episodes, so it was good. You had a lot of good moments arc-wise in the show. My question for you is, since you've done so many of the Naruto episodes, and they finally wound down the series, we got to the end, and the creator, the magnet said, thank you for it, and then they go, oh, by the way, we got another series coming out.
Yeah.
Do you ever get tired or like, I need to retire from this character, I just, don't want to do it anymore?
Well, I like money. So no. I got a mortgage, I got a dog, I got a pool. Fill that pool with water in California. No, I didn't know anything about Boruto. I didn't know I was going to do it, and then I wasn't doing it. I mean, nobody asked me to do it, so. And then suddenly at Comic-Con, the big one in San Diego last weekend, they sent out a tweet. Like, hey, Maile, let's do Boruto. And I'm like, I am? Nobody asked me. But I guess I am. So, I don't know, what are there, 100 episodes so far? Something like that?
About
But I'm not in it as much because Naruto isn't, it's not called Naruto.
yeah, I'm
But,
not into Naruto.
no, I like it. I never anticipated that it would last this long, of course. And you know, that I would be so old. You know, I mean, nobody in this shows this. I tell my actor friends who none of them watch the show. They have no idea what I do. They're just like, why do you always travel? I'm like, watch my show. Been on for 14 years. My family doesn't even know it. They're like, hey, my boss's kids are really into that thing you do. I'm like, could you watch an episode? One episode?
That's your agent, right?
No. Oh, they don't even know. They mispronounce it all the time. But anyway.
She's real big, yeah. She's
Yeah.
Naruto.
Yeah.
Naruto.
You want her for this part, trust me.
Yeah. Anyway, and then I'll go into auditions at Cartoon Network or anywhere, and people are like, dude, you're Naruto! You know, and these are the producers that freak out because they grew up watching it. Because they're all like 40-year-old dudes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Yeah, y'all can come a little, yeah, you don't have to be 10 feet away from the guy behind you.
Hello, good morning. How are you doing today?
I'm doing.
Actually,
Okay.
you took my question. I was going to ask about Boruto. Read earlier that it was going to come out. I didn't know if you had any news of when you were going to start doing the voice acting again for Boruto.
Well, I am doing it. I've recorded a few, which I totally lied for the last month, but, because I wasn't allowed to say anything, but they finally announced it, so I am recording. I've done a few episodes, not that many.
Any news when they're going to get released anytime soon?
I think they said, they don't tell me anything. I'm not kidding. I find it all out on Twitter. I'm not kidding. On Twitter, it said that it starts September 29th? 29th on Toonami. See, they know. I do a show up, sign a contract, get a check.
You come to Q&As to find out what you're doing.
It's true. People are like, did you know that? I'm like, no. He died? What?
Yeah, Naruto
Yeah.
supposedly
I'm
doesn't die.
going to a con in Raleigh. Why? Well, to find out what my next job is.
Yeah.
I don't know, but my fans do.
I found out that Lab Rats wasn't coming back on Twitter.
Aww.
They're like, hey, Disney put out a tweet that said, stay tuned for an all weekend long marathon for the series finale of Lab Rats. I was like, what? Anyway, thank you.
Hello.
My question is, in Naruto Island movie, Naruto took the gun to tell another hero first. Was that awesome?
Yes. That was easy for me because it was yes or no. I just be like, no. But I'm going with yes. No, I love that movie, The Last. I think it's really good.
Oh,
If I get the funniest girl,
What's happening? Is there a force field in here I don't know about?
Thanks for the question, bro.
Uh-oh.
I can work on it.
Is there a tech person in here?
Probably not here.
Oh, there's a different mic right there. See that one?
Yeah, I'll give him. Here. Take the microphone. Okay.
I kind of like that sound.
My question is, what inspired you to want to audition for Naruto? Was it something in the description, or was it just like
I audition for anything they tell me to audition for. I have no standards.
Can I go upstairs to ask a
recommend you
question?
to audition for, or did you just like,
Can I go upstairs to ask a question?
I audition
ask,
hundreds of times a year. Hundreds of characters a year.
If she has seen
like
any of
this
the English
weekend,
voice actors,
five-
who was the
five
one
auditions
she
for
got
five
along
different
with the most?
Which I do in my closet. Glamorous. Sometimes I'm naked. That'd be gross. Don't imagine that, please. Please.
Hey,
Take
kids,
that out of your
candy,
mind.
candy.
Think of George Clooney or whoever it is that gets you. Anyway, they just gave it to me. I saw the description and I auditioned for it. My agents weed through stuff and throw it at me, and I do it. Sometimes it's a bubble,
Blood on my mouth.
sometimes it's a snake, or pig, or a ninja.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, hello. I just wanted to really quick Naruto.
Oh my god.
Good for you. I'm not doing that at 10:45 in the morning. Won't pay me that much. Please.
Please.
Sasuke!
All right, everybody.
Hot toddy?
Let me hit the last line request, please. And one of my rules I'm trying to get it to is that ask a question, don't make a request, don't ask her to blow her. It's early. She hasn't had her Bloody Mary yet. Go.
This is vodka.
Go ahead.
Hello.
Hello.
I remember that you did an interview where you didn't watch the Japanese first before you recorded for Naruto. Do you watch the Japanese now?
No. Why would I? Come on, man. I'm watching our show. I mean, we see previews of it all the time, so clearly I'm familiar with it. There's not enough time in the day to watch 700 Japanese episodes of it. I got other stuff to do.
Hi, my name is Luke, and I just want to ask, what's the weirdest / creepiest thing you've ever had asked to sign?
Oh, I just looked at the 4-year-olds in the front row. Not gonna answer that question.
I'm just keeping it ready.
I did sign somebody's arm, and they were like, I'm gonna get a tattoo of this. And I was like, don't. Really don't. So that was kind of weird. I don't know, I signed all sorts of weird crap. You know, it's just strange. But what I like is that people bring stuff that I've never seen, and that's pretty cool. And what I really love to sign is when people have, like, artwork that they've done. I find that really, really cool, like paintings and stuff. People are very talented. Yes?
Have you always enjoyed doing Naruto, or have there been any moments that made you think, maybe I don't want to do this anymore?
Oh, yeah. I remember one time in the very beginning, I was screaming, and they used to have me do longer sessions. Until I finally said, I can't, I have to do 2 hours. That's it. I can't do more. So it was in the very beginning of the series. I was still getting to know the character and all of that. And it was really screamy, and I was there for 3 hours. And I had said, I cannot, you know, if you guys scream for 3 hours solid, it's hard to do, it's exhausting, and it's vocally taxing. So I was just like, I can't do this, I'm telling you. I left, it was very dramatic, and then I had to come back because I forgot my cell phone. I forgot my cell phone. I called my agent, they're like, all right, you can do 2 hours. When you're sick, it's not fun. Like, if they have to get an episode out, especially when there's more of a deadline to get it on the air every week, when it was on whatever it was on, I don't know, it's been on 3 different networks, but Disney XD, let's say.
Yeah.
When you're ill, it's very, very hard to do, or if you're not feeling well. Yes?
Firstly, I want to say, thank you for being awesome, because of you, I felt like my dad and I bonded a lot over Naruto.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'd stay until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning waiting for him to get off of his 3rd shift.
Oh my God.
Plug in Naruto and then school the next morning.
Wow, that's great.
But one of the things I was curious, if you've been acting, voice acting for a very long time.
Yeah, I'm 85.
What has been the most unique place that this job, this career path has taken you?
The most unique what?
The most unique place, like the most interesting place you've ever been to in the world.
Wow. Well, I grew up in Bangkok in Germany, so I have been all over the world. Not Africa yet, which I really want to go to. God, I don't know. It's always fun to shoot on location. I was on location for Evan Almighty. We're in the middle of Virginia, shooting on an ark that they built out of wood. I mean, it's awesome. And there were real live animals, like, that were smelly. And that was pretty cool, like, to be around, like, chimpanzees, and, like, every, it was the ark. Snakes I'm not a fan of. But that was pretty fun. I don't know, I've done so many crazy, I was in this Jack in the Box spots where they rigged me and I had to be on top of a van. like screaming with skydivers. That was pretty fun. I did a Pepsi commercial with Cuba Gooding Jr. where I jumped out of a plane from 20 feet, a fake plane 20 feet in the air down onto a 10-foot crash pad with a parachute on my back. Disney was always super, super fun. It's nuts. It's crazy. Yeah. I've done a lot of fun stuff, like really fun stuff. I'm the voice of, I think I still am. In Florida, I'm the voice of If I Ran the Zoo for the, is it at the Disney World for the last couple years? Is that ride still there? If I Ran the Zoo, Dr. Seuss, the Dr. Seuss ride.
Oh, that's Universal.
Yeah. Oh, that's Universal. Sorry, Universal. Yeah.
Because my day job's at Disney. I'm like, wait a minute, we don't.
Oh yeah. Okay. But I'm the voice of that, and then like I'm the voice of some toys. That's kind of fun. It's kind of fun when you're sitting on TV and you're like, hey, that's me. Or when you're on a plane, you see someone watching you, watching them watch me on the plane. Yeah.
Good morning.
Morning.
Thank you so much for coming out here.
Sure.
Kind of like our first guest, I want to say thank you for being Naruto. Like, I know like to like everyone here, you probably mean like a lot more than
Yeah.
like, you probably expect sometimes.
No.
But I want to say thank you first of all, and that my question was like, obviously you have to record for hours and hours, and your job is so exhausting. So much you're like, I don't want more stuff now. But like, is there any scene to you that like has spoken like on like a deeper level where you're like, oh man, I really feel what's happening like here?
Yeah, always. The Jiraiya stuff, that was very touching.
Don't bring that up. I don't want to cry.
I've said this so many times. Some of you were on the panel yesterday, but I don't know, it was like...
It's the telltale heart.
I said this yesterday, so forgive me if you were here yesterday, but I recorded when Naruto saw his mother for the first time a week after I lost my mother. So that was very, very hard to do. For some reason, the Lady Chio stuff really hit me.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why, but it did. There are lots and lots of moments like that, and there's so many moments, you know?
I got a question. What was the saddest?
The one where I have diarrhea, not so much. Curry of life, what is it? Curry of something. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you.
Nice outfit.
What is your favorite Naruto? I know you get asked all the time.
Favorite moment out of 700 shows. Just the one moment. One singular moment. I like the first fight with Sasuke a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I like the pain arc. I like that Jiraiya stuff. I'm not saying spoilers in case you haven't seen it. I liked when I was electrocuted in the movie. I don't know if I needed to get the demons out or what. Somehow it worked. I don't know, it's kind of fun now because it's so intense to go back to some of the lighthearted stuff. You know, like when we do flashbacks, so I have to flip back and forth between older and younger Naruto. It's kind of like, oh yeah, I remember when things were better. People weren't killing each other every day. Thank you.
Please, I really want to ask
I
a
have a
question.
question, Perry. What was your favorite insult you've ever said to another character?
Oh my God. There are so many, and they would just let me go. Like I can make stuff up, and I'm like, they're gonna put this on Disney? All right. I don't swear. I don't know. One of my favorite scenes was because I told him, I was like, let's do it like Law and Order, because I love Law and Order. So I had the kids, and I said, why don't we make it? It was in the script that I was kind of bugging them or interrogating them, but I was like, can we have a table and like bad lighting, you know, like lighting at a table? And then I tried to do my best Vincent D'Onofrio, where he's like, you know, his head's always to the side. He's like, when did you do it? And then I was trying to be Mariska Hargitay, where she kind of whispers, and then she goes, anyway, I know that you're going down. I love that. Anything I could do to mess with those kids was fantastic. And there are some times where I see the show and I can see them laughing at me. Like, you can just see it in the little bit in the background. I don't know what that is. That's my heart exploding from all the food. That's fried chicken.
Oh, we're about to go viral, folks.
So, I was wondering what your favorite jutsu is.
Favorite jutsu? Not sexy jutsu. Give me a break. Shadow Clone Jutsu! Because I've said it 50 million times. Why not? Thank you.
There's only 2 more people.
Hey, Naruto is the first anime I ever watched.
It's a gateway drug, be careful.
What was your first day voice acting for the show like?
The first day? Terrifying. Are you kidding me? I went on and Googled it when I got it. I was like, oh my God. 100,000 hits came up. I was like, I better not screw this up. If I see the first 18 episodes, I kind of cringe.
Oh, God.
Because I'm like, you know, well, not the first 18, maybe the first 10, 17. I don't know. But I feel like I really didn't get a handle on it until much later. But I mean, even when you look at like Seinfeld, right? First couple episodes of Seinfeld kind of sucked. And then it got better. 'Cause everyone's just trying to figure out what you're doing.
Takes that, yeah.
Yeah, you have a...
The actors have to fill out their characters, and then the writer rooms begin to start catching up on the ticks and right towards
Yeah, and like for Lab Rats, I did about 70 episodes. I don't know, 67? Over 5 years. I was never a regular. People thought I was, but I'd be way richer if I were. But I was supposed to do 1 episode, and I ended up doing 60 to 70. So they were writing for me, which was fantastic. So when I auditioned for that, it was just supposed to be a one-off. And it ended up being 5 fantastic years of my life. Yes, sir.
Speaking of lab rats,
You have a good voice. Hello.
were there any elements of Principal Perry's character that you applied from like your early life? Anything regarding her crazy backstories of whatever? Because her character in just general was very entertaining to watch.
Yes. Thank you. The writers are very funny people. I decided Principal Perry has a piece of her brain missing.
Yeah.
So that justified everything that she did. And I also just tried to really screw with the kids. That was my main objective. Just make the kids crack up, the Disney kids. As long as I did that, I was doing the right thing. And also, the writers of that show were all writers of adult sitcoms, like primetime sitcoms, and that's why I think that show was so good. And the kids were fantastic. They're all like big now. Billy just had a kid. What if the kids had a kid? Freaking me out. Thanks.
Thank you.
So, sorry, I have another question.
That's okay.
If there ever was a Naruto live action adaptation, who would you cast as the main characters? You know, Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, Kakashi.
Well, someone Japanese, for one. That's pulling off that Ghost in the Shell bullshit. Scarlett Johansson! Whatever. I don't know. You know Japanese actors with blonde hair?
I don't have any Japanese actors in mind, no.
I don't have any in mind either. I don't know any Japanese actors. I mean, I do know Japanese actors in LA, but not from Japan. I don't know, man. I just, when they do it, which I think they are going to do, I just hope that I get to be a peasant by the side of the road at some scene. Just a little something in there. I'll just be like, I don't know, picking up garbage next to him, flying with his arms behind his back. Don't move. Thank you.
You do realize at some point that they make this live action movie that somebody's going to get you to do a Funny or Die video recreating that scene as you
Oh,
in the
Lord.
outfits and doing that.
Well, as long as they pay me, I'm game. I've never worn the outfit. Does anyone have one I can borrow? Yes. Sorry, I can't hear you.
Turn it down.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah, thank you.
Have you had any weird experiences meeting fans outside of conventions?
Have I had any weird experiences?
Meeting fans
Oh, meeting fans outside the convention? Oh, yeah. Kidding me? I take Uber all the time. It's like, Some 30-year-old dude says, what? Yeah, I'm like, let me out. Do you mind if I take a selfie? I'm like, just try. Please God.
Can we stop by my friend's house?
Yeah, no, for real. Can you talk to my brother, man? He's a huge fan. I'm like, can you get me to the airport? I gotta play it again. Nothing much weird. Except for when kids came to my door at Halloween and my drunk friend told them I was Naruto.
Oh.
35 more children showed up an hour later. After I had 7 margaritas. Good times.
Hello again.
Hello.
How do you, when you record voices, I see like clips where you have like all the actors into one room, and then you have like the solo booths. I mean, how does that go about? I mean, how does...
In anime or dubbing, you record by yourself. It's a lonely world. So you come here. So you record by yourself in a booth because you're matching lip flaps. So you hear, you don't get the script beforehand. It's all cold reading. So the script is there, and then they play you a little piece of it, like the line that you're going to do and the lines that you're going to do. You look at the script, you look at that, you hear the Japanese in your voice. Then they take the Japanese, they take the voices out, they play 3 beeps, beep, 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 and where the 4th beep is supposed to be is where you start talking. And then you adjust it on the fly a lot, like I'll be, like we'll say like, I'll say, why don't I say but to add another lip flap or something like that. When you're doing original animation, like lots of the stuff you see on Nickelodeon, I do a lot of Nickelodeon stuff, you do it like kind of a play. And as many people as you can get, you sit in a bigger booth, and then there are like 6 chairs and 6 microphones. So you record that together, and they ship it off to now it's usually India, it used to be Korea, sometimes China, and they animate it, and then they ship it back, and once in a while you have to go back in and just fine tune something because they didn't match the lips right. Yeah. But in Japan, when they do Naruto, like, I almost think, and I'm not knocking the Japanese at all, but they don't care about the sync as much, and they record together. So sometimes the sync in the Japanese is way worse than our sync. We take a lot of time in Naruto to make sure that that the mouth looks like what we're doing. Like if it's closed mouth, or sometimes I'll look at him and think, oh my God, he's still talking, but the character's mouth is shut. So we take a lot of time to do that with Naruto, and not all anime does that. That's why some anime is super cheap and they do it really fast and it sucks. Not us.
Hello. I just wanted to say that my daughter's a huge anime fan. I'm not into the world just yet, but she's pulling me into it, and she's actually pulling me into it, starting with Naruto. So
That's a good one.
You should talk to this guy over here. Talk to the 3rd shift guy.
It's great to hear there's only 700 episodes. So
Hope you don't have a life. See you later.
So yeah, it's great. Her question was, and I'm asking for her, but she wanted to know if you prefer doing the voice acting or the in-person.
On camera?
Yeah.
I don't have a preference. I also do stage a lot of stuff on stage. I did a play in the beginning of the year for 3 months. The only thing about doing voiceover acting is you don't have to get up at like 4 in the morning and sit in the makeup chair for an hour or 2. So that's an advantage. And also, generally you go in and you record, our union contracts are like, you only do like 4 hours at the most. And you get to do more, like, in animation. Like, I've done a lot of big movies with big stars, like Jim Carrey, right? So you're in a movie with Jim Carrey, the movie's about Jim Carrey, And like, you just have some scenes or something like that, and it's a very slow process. I was fortunate in Lab Rats to have been given a very, very big part, so I got to do a lot of stuff. But when you're in a huge blockbuster movie, you may be there for, like, Evan Almighty, I did 9 weeks on it, you could barely see me. I did Transformers, Dark of the Moon, 3, 4, 3? 3. Is it 3? Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, you can barely see me. I'm in an elevator and then you hear my voice. I had a huge scene with John Malkovich and another scene with Dr. Ken. And neither one of them are in I haven't looked at the DVD. Maybe it's in the extras. But I had these huge moments and they never ended up there. Because I guess Transformers is about robots. I don't know. I never liked it.
Thank you.
My question was when it came to the filler episodes, because we all know there's a lot of fillers.
Yeah.
For some of them where it's like the same scenes 3 or 4 times, did they use some of the original script that you already did, or did you have to redo each filler episode?
No, we redo it. I mean, sometimes they'll pull some stuff from way back. They'll do as much pulling as they can if it's the same scene, if it's a flashback. But sometimes it's slightly different, so you'll have to actually re-record it. So sometimes, like, they'll just pull a whole bunch of stuff from years ago. Or they'll say, oh, we gotta redo this because it doesn't quite sync up. So then we'll have to re-record it. So it's kind of weird because I'll be doing, like the thing with Sasuke when we're in the first fight. I've done that fight 20 times.
Oh, Lord.
Because sometimes it's longer, sometimes it's shorter, and then I have to reprise it. Actually, more than 20 because it's in every video game. So, and I've done 42 video games. So, I've probably done that fight like, I don't know, 100 times maybe? More, maybe? Maybe 500 times? I don't know. I should keep track. Oh, it's too much work.
Well, young lady, you were our first question, and we were at time, so that makes our last question. What a nice little bookend. All right, ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for our guest.
Thank you so much. I'll be signing downstairs.
Young lady, social medias that we can follow you on?
Just Twitter, don't bug me on Facebook. And I'm not on Instagram, some kid took my damn name. They also took my name on YouTube, so that's not me either.
Don't forget, we're going to take our Supercon selfie. What I'm going to ask everybody to do, if you want to come on in, get around this front section.